there's a way that this is even better than Once Upon a Time or Raiders of the Lost Ark, or even like Jaws. Some of these, I don't know. Name your favorite Bond opening. Like there's these sort of self-contained, 10-minute opening sequences. Scream, another one, I guess. Once I start talking about horror movies, and those are those are great short films unto themselves, almost. And what Raising Arizona's opening sequence does, in addition to just being hilarious and fast moving, is it doesn't just do like an opening scene and then we start the movie. It dispenses with the entire first act of this movie. It does an entire like rom-com plot.
It gets us right to Act 2. You're right. I never thought of it that way. But after the credits, we're stealing the baby. Boom, we're on it.
Right. Yeah, and it makes me almost wonder, like, after 1980, when does this come out?
87.
87. Like, why was every act one of a movie not a montage?
Well, because they're just not as good as this, is the thing. Like, they can't. This sets a bar for the shit it is getting done. That is kind of hard to how do you do that? Like, how do you tell get that much exposition out of the way, and not just in like the plot and the character background, but just in the actual tone of the world, which is unique and different. It is the way characters talk here, the use of language, and it's not just high; it's everybody has this sort of given to flights of oratorical fancy, and it's like Deadwood, honestly.
That they based the speech pattern on the idea that all the characters would have two basic influences in their lives. There would be the Bible and supermarket magazines.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense at all.
Yeah.
No, it does not. They when they got some crap from like actual like Arizona Tourism Board for saying like Arizona's not full of hicks, they're like, yeah, but nobody talks like this. And what one of the other Coen brothers said, sort of snottily, I think, that it's not Arizona, it's an Arizona of the mind. And what a weird concept, like to even throw out there. But that is, I mean, it plays to one of the Coen's like unique strengths, is that no one can write erudite idiots quite like them. Yeah, that's like their particular brand of dialogue, and it's glorious. It's maybe never better than it is here.
Sometimes your career's got to come before family.
Work's what's kept us happy. Yeah, like it's the sentence constructions. They are so witty, and then they're delivered with just an accent, and like throughout this, it's minor characters. Day players are doing this. Like every convenience store clerk is a character.
The guy at the bank. What's it going to be, young fella? You want I should freeze or get down on the ground? He's got a whole thing that Gunnar just has to cut him off.
Amazing. The parole board, or Emmett Walsh as the machine shop earbender, or they all have this cadence and this incredible command of language. That is not realistic.
Well, this is our the Coen's introduction to John Goodman, and like it's kind of nobody does it better than him throughout their whole filmography. I feel like, because yes, he does this Southern accent, but he also, the way he's going to say it is, but I'd rather light a candle than curse your darkness.
It's amazing. All the shit that comes out of his mouth, God damn it, H.I., the sun don't rise and set on the corner convenience store. It's like amazing. It's and it is an authorial voice. Yes, I mean these characters shouldn't all be talking like this, but on the other hand, of course they should be. Of course they. It is consistent world, and that is what this opening montage establishes, as well as the table stakes of the plot, and it's the world they live in. And
it's riddled with jokes and characterization, but there's so much world building going on. This movie needs as much world building as Batman vs Superman does. It feels like in a totally different tone, but like you're saying, it's this fantasy Arizona of the mind that again is Arizona is part of the Southwest, but everybody speaks with Southern accents, and that almost gives them, I think, a little more license to be sillier and without it being as insulting to, I guess, Arizonans.
Apparently that was a thing when this movie came out, that it was a part of the discourse on Raising Arizona, such as it was before an internet, was that it was insulting to the South, or to Hicks, It was, and I don't know. I mean, it seems at this point, I can't imagine thinking that, because they don't in any way represent people.
That's what I'm talking about next, because
right.
I think that the music fits with the invented Southern patois in an interesting way, because it's so key to making, I mean, to the tone of this film and to the pacing of that opening montage that keeps it moving and gets through that entire first act in 10 minutes.
The banjo,
the banjo. It's beyond perfection, but it's in the way that the elevated Southern patois doesn't fit with the Arizona accent, like whatever the Arizona accent actually is, like at all. The score is this bluegrass yodeling thing, which neither bluegrass nor yodeling really are associated with the Southwest. And yet it tells you exactly what this movie is and what this environment is. Like Carter Burwell, the brilliant composer that works with the Coen brothers from here on out, talked about how like it's the key for this music was to let you know that there wasn't any real danger in this world. That even when people are firing shotguns at each other, no one's actually going to be hurt.
That's a good point.
That's interesting. That's really cool. I mean, you can definitely feel that in the action scenes. You know, like the big one in the middle is set to this central yodeling theme with the banjo, and it as a result does not feel dangerous for sure. Even as guns are going off and all sorts of shit's going down. There is, I don't know, the Appalachian murder ballad that is a sort of a running motif. Something feels at peril during that, but that's paired with the biker of the apocalypse. God, there's so much to talk about in this film.
Yeah.
Okay.